Ethan freezes. His 8-year-old daughter has just asked a simple question. "Dad, are we still going to Grandma's for Christmas?" The kitchen clock reads 6:41 p.m. Steam rises from a bowl of pasta nobody is eating. His phone lies face down beside his plate, vibrating once, then again. His wife, Maya, doesn't look at him. Neither does he. After a long silence, he smiles too quickly. Of course. No one believes him. The phone vibrates again. He flips it over. Payment declined. He locks the screen before anyone else can read it. 3 years earlier, another dinner table looked different. The same house. The same family. Only louder. Maya laughed while their daughter spilled milk across the table. Ethan complained about work, then ordered dessert from his phone because everyone deserved a treat after a long week. The receipt landed beside the salt shaker. He never looked at it. Friday became celebration night. Monday became coffee on the way to work morning. Tuesday meant lunch because meetings ran late. Little decisions. Never memorable. Never questioned. The phone became part of every meal. Not because he loved spending. Because it made life easier. One Tuesday morning, a salary notification flashed across his screen while he waited in line for coffee. He smiled. He had finally crossed 6 figures. He stared at the number for another second before tapping order again. By lunch, he'd convinced himself he'd earned it. That evening, he drove home wondering why the promotion didn't feel the way he'd imagined. The feeling disappeared after a package arrived. Then another. Weeks folded into months. The cardboard boxes piled up neatly in the garage before disappearing into closets. The garage always looked full. The savings account never did. Whenever Maya asked if they should slow down, Ethan had an answer. It's inflation. It's daycare. It's just this season. It's temporary. Every explanation sounded reasonable. Every month ended the same way. One Sunday, while cleaning the kitchen, Ethan found an old ceramic coffee mug hidden behind newer ones. Blue. Chipped near the handle. He smiled. It had belonged in their first apartment. Back then, they shared one used couch, cooked nearly every meal together, and celebrated every payday with frozen pizza because eating at home meant saving for their future house. He remembered promising Maya something. "When we finally make real money, we'll never have to worry about it again." He put the mug back. He didn't notice he hadn't actually answered the promise. Winter arrived. A neighbor parked a brand new SUV across the street. It gleamed beneath the Christmas lights. Ethan slowed his car just long enough to imagine himself behind the wheel. 2 weeks later, he signed the papers. "It fits the family better," he told Maya. "It'll last years." He believed every word. The payment barely fit inside their budget. Barely still counted. Until it didn't. The point of no return arrived quietly. At 2:17 one Tuesday morning, Ethan sat alone at the kitchen table staring at the bank app. An emergency plumbing repair. The SUV payment. Holiday shopping. Credit cards. The checking account looked unfamiliar. He transferred money from savings. Then the rest. The balance reached 0. He pressed confirm. Nothing exploded. Nothing dramatic happened. Only silence. Life could no longer return to the version where savings existed. After that night, every unexpected expense became an emergency. Every dinner conversation became shorter. Every phone vibration became louder. Then came the permission slip. Their daughter placed it carefully beside Ethan's coffee mug. Science camp. She had already written her name. She smiled the way children smile before they know disappointment exists. "I really want to go." Ethan looked at the fee. Not impossible, just impossible now. "We'll figure it out." He folded the paper. It stayed folded for 6 days. On the final afternoon before the deadline, she quietly picked it up from the counter. "It's okay," she whispered. "We don't have to." She wasn't crying. That somehow hurt more. Nobody spoke during dinner. Only forks against plates. Only the refrigerator humming in the next room. The permission slip sat between the salt and pepper shaker, like another family member nobody acknowledged. For weeks, Ethan blamed everything else. Prices, taxes, bad timing, the house. The economy. Anything but the invisible thread connecting every ordinary choice. Then, one Friday, he opened his banking app while waiting for takeout. Not the balance. The transactions. Coffee. Delivery. Subscriptions. Express shipping. Little green check marks. Tiny numbers. Dozens of them. None looked dangerous. Together they looked like a conversation he'd been having with himself for years. Every purchase had carried the same silent sentence. I deserve this. I've earned this. I'll deal with it later. Money had never disappeared all at once. It had quietly followed the easiest path because every frictionless decision asked almost nothing from him in the moment while asking everything from his future. He closed the delivery app. Not forever. Just that night. He drove home, opened the refrigerator, made grilled cheese with bread already sitting there. The meal wasn't important. The interruption was. The following week, he deleted the saved cards from every shopping app. Nothing dramatic. Every purchase simply required him to stand up, find his wallet, and type the numbers himself. Sometimes he still bought things. Sometimes he didn't. The pause became louder than the payment. Months later, another Friday arrived. The same kitchen. The same table. The same blue coffee mug. His phone vibrated beside his plate. He glanced at it. A sale. One tap away. His thumb hovered for a second. Across the table, his daughter slid another permission slip toward him. Without looking back at the phone, Ethan reached for the form instead. He picked up a pen. The phone stopped vibrating on its own. Outside, Christmas lights flickered across the neighbor's SUV. Inside, the only sound was a father signing his name before the pasta got cold.